Hi.
I'm gonna retweet it. Was I live?
Perfect. No, not at all. Not at all. Welcome, everybody, to the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 134. Thank you all so much for being here. Drink it, then convert it to... Yeah. Love it. Love it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Really excited to talk. It's took off last week. Had a work thing that was really... Wait, did I do it? I don't even know what's happening. It doesn't matter. Thank you all so much for being here. We're
last
back.
week, no.
Yeah, no last week. Now we're back. I'm going to unpin this. And shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you all so much. Game Adaptation Newscast, who was first, I think. Frog Thought, OG Frost, American Fury, Salbomp says good news first. We will. It's nothing but good news. It's nothing. That's all we do here, baby. Arcane Realms, this is like and Scub Ribe. Thank you so much. Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, hello, Renegaders, Red Wolf, and DeMarco's not here, but he will be here when he can. Yeah, show some love and support to DeMarco. He started a new job, which is really, really exciting and very stressful. So just keep him in your thoughts, because it's a very exciting time. King Fan Man, shout out to you, dude. I was just on King Fan Man's show 2 days ago, I think. It was a great time. Time just flew by. King Fan Man, he is a or Sir Fan Man. I called him something on the show, and I was like, please forgive me. That's not what I meant to say. Let's see, who else is there? Air Nation, thank you so much for being here. And Ion Storm 78 Inc. Who else is here? You guys are great. Thank you. Fuzzy Tomato, thank you guys so much. And shout out to all the channel members in chat. Sincerely appreciate you. Really, really means the world. If you want to become a channel member, get access to the Discord and all that kind of fun stuff, you can. If you want to interrupt the show with super chats, change the topic, and make everything insane and wild, you can also do that as well. But I got my friend here, my good friend, Colt Eastwood. Game Seeker is here. Sorry, I didn't see you. And Werewolf. Sorry. Yeah, we are going to talk about Starfield. Really excited to talk about it. But I'm with my good friend, Colt Eastwood. Colt, how are you, man? What you been into? Have you been playing a lot? Have you been YouTubing a lot? What's going on with you?
I'm kind of in a slump right now. Yeah, I've been playing an old game, a couple of old games, and I haven't played Resident Evil because there's only a couple of those I finished. So I'm rolling it over. But
so
yeah, I've got like a big video project. It's like bigger than anything that I've ever taken on. And so every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to. It's a lot of work, you know? So yeah, I've got a video that's probably going to take me like 8 hours of legwork to get put together. And so I haven't been doing much, and I am just kind of counting down the days. In about a week and a half, I'm going to go to Phoenix and meet up with the guys that do 4XP, the energy drink that Mag and I sponsor on the channel. So, or they sponsor us. So yeah. I'm excited to go see my family there and go see like the gaming expo there and some stuff. So I just kind of riding it right now because it's been pretty busy winter, and as we come into spring, there's a lot. It's
just a lot. You gotta love it. Yeah, and especially whenever the news, gaming news, is sort of all over the place. Especially with Usher coming in to be the CEO of Xbox, which is I cannot believe that happened. Out of all the people, so there's a lot to cover. Really got to pick and choose, especially with a channel like yours who does such a great job diving deep. Whenever I watch your stuff, I've told you this before. Whenever I watch your stuff, I watch it to learn, because maybe one day I can talk about it on my own rather than piggybacking like I do. I'm like, that's an opinion that I agree with.
Like all the techie crap.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because, like, there's a lot of that stuff. Like, I just built my PC not even, 2.5 years ago or whatever, and I couldn't believe I even did that. And then you're like, the processing chip that enables ASMR inside of your core processor threading helps you zip your pants in the morning. And I'm like, I'm learning as we go. It's really great stuff. So I can't wait to see what video you come out with.
Thank you.
It's exciting. Yeah, shout out to Expedition 33 people here. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. If you're wondering what the hell is going on, this is as well as the RPG Bethesda stuff that I cover here. There's also a weekly weekly podcast where we talk about all those things and anything in gaming news. So that's what's happening if you're confused. So thank you all so much. Shout out to all the new subscribers. The last video did incredibly well, talking about what's coming for Starfield. And really, really excited to talk about that because Starfield's dead. But no, and I booted up Starfield last night. It was getting kind of late, and I'm like, let me put down Resident Evil for a minute because it's like it's just too much. It's not a game that you put down and then go straight to bed. You're like, my adrenaline is up. I need to like chill. And so I booted up Starfield, and I played it for like 2 hours, and I was only ever in the modding menu. I never actually got to play it. I go to mod it, and I'm like, I think I got this right. And I booted up, and my guy's jumping around and somehow using a jetpack without having a jetpack on. And I'm like, perfect, let's go back, fix that. And 2 hours later, I'm like, time for bed. So that's essentially what I've been doing. It's been really, really great. Let's see. Arrow Nation says definitely worth it. Yeah. King Famous says it's because I'm old. That's why you said that. Oh, because I said Sir. I think I said like Sir King. I don't know.
Sir Empress.
Sir Emperor King. Yeah, I can't remember. I said something like that. But yeah. So yeah, we'll get
King under the mountain.
The man under the stove. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's see. American Fury says all of your videos brought me back to Starfield. So much for finishing my backlog. Yeah, exactly. Werewolf, is everything true about Starfield in the DLC or not? Yes, it's all true. Every single bit of it. You know. Let's talk about it. So, I think
is everything true in the what?
Werewolf in chat is asking, is everything true about Starfield in the DLC or not? I would say for the most part. Yeah. I would say for the most part it is true. I always have a lot of people in my comments, as you get it too, whenever you break scoops from really reliable insiders, and they're like, lies, you're a liar, kill yourself. I'm just like, dude, I am just reporting on what they are reporting on. That is just the nature of the beast. So I only know what I know. It's not me lying. I am just telling you what I know. So anyway, Starfield. So how do we even want to approach this? Starfield got some news from, once again, Shinobi, who is very reliable insider, was then corroborated by a lot of the, I guess, other insiders. I started my video talking about it's rumors on top of rumors on top of rumors and more confirmation on top of those rumors.
I got to say something about Shinobi. He is a developer for a game studio, but most people don't know who he works for. So he's under the name Shinobi. He gets inside information directly from coworkers and connections. But the way I look at it is he uses the Newman picture from Seinfeld, and then he has a name called Shinobi 09 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he can just say whatever, he can leak whatever he wants because he's made it so it doesn't get back to him. You know, because it's an interesting thing in the insider game. Like if if Jez Corden leaks something, which has happened many times, Xbox Studios or Xbox people or PR get super pissed because he has stolen their thunder before marketing happens. So Shinobi has been pretty reliable because he's actually talking to people in the industry and then giving us a direct pipeline. And he's also really careful about not saying dates or saying specifics so those things can be revealed. But with Shinobi, when he says these things, you get a pretty good idea of what the actual truth is. So when you're talking about making that video and people are like, oh, you're a liar, like they're not paying attention. They're not listening to you, or they're not looking at the source where this is coming from, because we don't make up these things and say, hey, I'm an insider, right? You know, I snuck into Bethesda last night when the janitor was locking the back door. This isn't how it works.
Right, exactly.
And then there's Reddit leaks and rumors, which won't hold stuff on their page if they think it's BS. And when stuff has been around, like there was the Elder Scrolls stuff that sat around for like 5 days, and I'm like, they would have yanked this by now. So, you know, it's okay. Talk about what could be, but let's get into it.
Right.
There's your preface, I think.
Yes, thank you so much. And King Fanman says that these leaks are just as good as marketing. Look at the Oblivion remastered. Exactly. It was one of those like whenever we hear things about like, oh, something's going to shadow drop. Well, there's a difference between not knowing about something existing besides actually knowing that something exists without having official confirmation. But it's so out there with the leaks and the insiders and whatnot that it's practically true. It's like, I can't think of a time where something has been so heavily leaked, like an Oblivion remaster or like the Fallout remasters that we'll talk about, that all of a sudden just turn out to be smoke and mirrors. So we spent all this effort covering them and chasing leaks and whatnot, and then it's just absolutely nothing. So that there is a reason that we do that. Because a lot of times it turns out to be true in one way or the other. But yeah, let's get into it. So the PlayStation release is something that especially all the people that hate Starfield have been jumping on into the comment. They come into the comment section. They're like, I hate Starfield. Starfield sucks. When does it come into PlayStation? Like every single time. It's just they want to get their hands on it. But apparently the release date for that was leaked to be April 17th. Right? April 7th. Or no, sorry, April 7th. Yes. And so the speculation is that a lot of what is going to be improved with Starfield, with the updates, that's kind of what I wanted to break down with you, because there were some things that I thought were interesting specifically that I had never heard of until I made that video yesterday, that I thought was really, that I hadn't heard before. So sorry, Chad has distracted me. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for being here.
I could tell.
Yeah. So anyway, my thought is that they will be showing there's this March 15th and March 17th date that's been floating around. And I feel like that could be whenever we actually see like the reveal of whatever's happening in terms of the updates and the DLC. And then wouldn't it make sense to launch all of that, the DLC, the updates, and everything alongside PlayStation? Or do you think that they'll launch it sooner, before the 7th?
Oh, I think they're probably. I don't know anything about. I just heard Shinobi say the April 7th thing, so it seems like they would just have everything ready for like this full reveal. Like the update won't roll out to Xbox, PC, until the actual download for PS5. I think they'll all be like that one day, like starting 9 p.m. on whatever day, you'll be able to download Starfield on your PS5. This is like this will be the that patch or whatever, and Xbox and PC guys will be able to download that same version or update to that same version. That's what I'm thinking they would do. I don't know why they would release it early and let everybody else play it. Like they're probably dotting the T's and crossing the I's, you know, as they say.
And
all the way up until it's time for everybody. Yeah, I think that's probably what they're doing, because it won't even be ready by then.
I talked to shout out to Nikki Z, and I don't know if he's here in chat, but I talked to him behind the scenes, and he was expecting like a beta on Steam, and I'm like, I don't know if they would go that far to do something like this. I can only imagine them doing that didn't they do this once before, and it was like a year and a half ago whenever they patched it was with Shattered Space, right? They had like it wasn't like a demo, it was like the features that were coming or something. Like I don't know, I was really confused about that, but it was only on Steam, like a Steam beta, and I'm not on PC enough to know how that works, but I can't imagine them going out of their way to do like a Steam beta just for.
No, it's just more work.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It's just more work and more stuff to organize to roll out. So my assumption is that there for certain reasons there's some things I'll be vague about, but I wouldn't imagine that they would have any like staggered rollout for this final version.
Right.
And we'll talk about what else to expect from Starfield in the future in a moment, but
Well, let's just go ahead and get into that because there were a few things. One of the things that stood out to me, there were some details that were straight from. I think it was Idle Sloth, and he's the one that I actually used as a source because he was sort of talking about.
Where did you get that list?
That's exactly what I was confused about, and I was like, Idle Sloth posted a tweet talking about what's coming to Starfield in the next update, and he used Shinobi as a source. And he had a list of things that I had never heard before. So a lot of it we have heard about, like a lot of the overhaul to space travel and stuff like that a lot of people are really excited about. But there were a few things in there that I was like, I haven't heard about things like improved shipbuilding. That was one of the things. Like whenever you think improved shipbuilding, like what is the? I had so many people in my comments going, improved shipbuilding, right? Because that's what Starfield is. Nothing but shipbuilding, and I'm like. I love whenever I flub my words. Ship.
Did you say that in the video?
I said shipbuilding with a P, and people were like, shipbuilding.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Anyway, so improved
Hey, they hear what they want to hear, right?
Exactly, yeah. So
I watched your video, and you were covering how it can be... There are so many pain points to the ship building.
Yeah.
You and I know, because I've spent an hour and a half modding my ship in the standard thing, and then I'm like, I can't get out of the red X. Like there's something that doesn't work, and I'm like, I guess I'm reloading a save from 1:30 in the afternoon. All that time is I can't even finish my build, and like they need to fix that. But you were talking about how everything has to snap at certain points. Like I want to put stuff on the sides. It's like there are no side mounting things, so none of these items will side mount. I'm like, well, great. Now I can do nothing with this part. And
right.
I don't know how people made amazing ships like they did, but yeah, they need to improve it. I just never heard anything about that.
And also the thing that I brought up too is the being able to preview the inside of your. Sorry, it went in the wrong hole. Being able to preview the interior.
That's certainly a statement to say on a show.
Clip that, baby. Yeah. So being able to preview the inside of your ship as you're building it, rather than, like you said, you spend 500,000 credits and then you just realize, I just got to get out of my ship and I got to go check it out and I hate it. And now I got to reload my save once again. I guess that's the only thing, like stuff like, because there are mods for everything that we talk about whenever it comes to anything Bethesda. There's always going to be a mod for that. But it is interesting to think about.
See that mod? You can lick it.
You can lick it. You can touch it. You can bop it. You can push it. You can hug it. You can squeeze it. My Arcane says, I love building my space shit. Yeah. Fuzzy Tomato says skill issue. Yeah. It's true. So yeah, what was some of the other things? I can't even remember the things that I screenshotted. That Idle Sloth was
you talked obviously about the loading screens, which we've covered quite a bit. Yeah, I don't remember what Idle Sloth's list was, but
let me bring it up here.
Better combat in space, like having
here it is
more than like having. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It was new ships and fleet mechanics. That was one of the big ones. So new ships, that's cool. I guess to be expected. Is it going to be a new style of ships, kind of like the Starborn ships, how they're much more sleek and just really unique? Or is it because if so? Okay, and this is alongside the Terran Armada story. Being a big feature, or sorry, the ships and fleet mechanics being a big feature in the Terran Armada DLC, like it's being introduced that way. So you would think that with a new faction coming into the settled systems, that there would be unique ships that are probably old Earth based or new tech based. So that was kind of interesting to me. And there was, of course, the Watchtower the Watchtower mod creation from King Gath that people absolutely love. Incredibly it's probably, I think it's the most successful mod out there right now. It's priced at $10 and it's got like over 500,000 downloads. So think about the money that dude made. I mean, and it's incredible, and you love to see it because it was high quality. But in that mod, it had things like what this expansion is talking about or rumored to have: fleet mechanics. And so a lot of people are obviously always saying in my comments, this is going to break my modded save. Everything's doomed. And to that I say, yes, probably. But I don't know. What do you think about the fleet mechanics and stuff? I haven't played Watchtower yet, so I don't know how it works in that game. But
I don't either.
A lot of people were wanting like space station building and stuff like that. I don't know if those two things could go alongside each other, but it's a cool
I asked for that in my my video as well, because Bethesda's already built this stuff. Like, you and I have covered these videos about Starfield. Bethesda has already built space stations that you visit. There's 2 main ones in the game. So you built those in the game. Just let us use those parts to build a space station. And I also asked for better outposts. Their outpost building system is so laughingly limited. It's ridiculous. I have 3 different playthroughs where I've tried to really dive into the outpost building, and I end up making the exact same thing because you can't do anything. There's like 3 different habs, like 3 different like buildings you drop down, and then you try and decorate them, and there's like 9 couches and 14 tables. Like, you can't do anything. And so yeah, I would love to see something like that be more expanded. And then the fleet thing kind of alludes to that you could have your hired companions fly ships with you and help you fight, which I think would be insanely that would be an unbelievable addition. Like, that could really change the dynamic of the game, but it doesn't sound like something they're working on. It's kind of a weird wish list for me that you could have other ships flying with you. So yeah. I don't know.
And
there's a whole bunch of stuff.
In the context of Starfield, it would, like, so we can't ever talk about Starfield without talking about No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky actually does have that, where you have, you can have like a little, like 3 or 4 or 5 different, someone in chat might know this, but you can actually have, like a little fleet, a little squadron of followers follow you in their own little fighter ships in No Man's Sky. And it works in No Man's Sky because that game is sort of built around that really quick, really intense, big space battle type stuff. No Man's Sky does it really, really well. And Starfield really doesn't do that very well. It's a lot of like very intense one on 3 or 4 dogfighting with not a whole lot going on in the background. Like we always talk about having like huge ships, like big like fleet, big like Star Destroyer type ships in space for you to like fly around and fight with. So I brought it up, but I was like, after I said it, I'm like, stupid. But
stupid.
What does that to see on that? Returning to Earth was the other one that I brought up.
Yeah, I like how you said in your video that they were just what did you call them? You could see like, and I've been to Earth in the game a few times, and I've never run into the Missouri or whatever, like the St. Louis Arches, whatever it's called.
Me neither.
I haven't seen anything. I tried to land like near Seattle to see if the Space Needle was there, and I can't. You know, like you can actually see the places on the continents. Anyway, you were talking about how they're just like set pieces. You can't really do anything. You don't get to go in there, and it's just like an exterior item that just sits there.
More of an Easter egg.
It's a classic example of Bethesda phoned in a lot of important things in Starfield, and that's one of the reasons why you and I have issue and other people hate Starfield, because they phoned in the stuff that's supposed to be cultivated and customized and really important, you know, made to be I don't know what the word is. I can't think today. I love it.
Hard.
I love the game.
Me neither. Dude, it's been such a week, and I know it's been a week for you. And I woke up today and I'm like, you know how you get plenty of sleep and like you know that you slept really well, but your brain's like, we're gonna pretend that we didn't sleep. You're like, but I know that I can. That's me today too. That's why I'm tripping up all over my words. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And shout out to everyone here. Sincerely appreciate everyone being here. It's amazing. The support lately has been incredible. So please know that you are appreciated. Did I just accidentally
Especially
quote?
you, and you,
And you.
and you.
And you back there.
Yeah.
I see you back there. I see you. I see you. No, put your hand down.
Guy's like,
Put your
me?
yeah. He's like, huh? Anyway, yeah, returning to Earth would be would be really cool. American Fury actually had a really popular comment on my last video. He was talking about what if people of Earth sort of went underground, kind of like vault dwellers, and they have just been. I mean, it's a whole planet, right? And just been hiding out,
Yeah.
and those people are like, we're coming back, and they're kind of like arc raiders coming up out of the out of Sapienza or Supremza, whatever. I can't remember.
Speranza?
Speranza. Yeah, is that what did I say it?
Sapienza?
Is it Sapienza? What is
We're
Sapienza?
the people. We are the people of Sapienza. And apparently you guys can't spell. But welcome to the surface. Sapienza.
Like, we'll be right back when we learn that. We get
The
our
other guy's like,
alphabet.
low.
Big fat phony. I love it. I love it.
That's like
Let's
their
see.
the underground language. You'll have to excuse him. He speaks the underground language of the Sapienzas.
Yeah, exactly. Todd, now go back into your hole. He's like, low.
Todd, go make your TV show.
Go make your TV show. Yeah, exactly.
Good show.
Let's see.
Good show.
What else? This one was just so vague. He just says improved maps. And I'm like,
That was a weird one.
I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, we went from having literally nothing, because my brain went, okay, maps, like you bring up your map, like on your, I almost said Pit-Boy, on your, map.
On the watch that disappears after the first time you use it.
And he's like,
They're
oh, thanks for the
hold on.
watch. Yeah, Colt's actually got the watch.
I got the Starfield watch with the Starfield wrap and Starfield crap and the Starfield crap. This watch lasts about 7 hours and it dies on your wrist. You're like, oh, I was still awake today, but let me go plug this in.
Right, let
Thanks,
me
Todd.
stand by the wall as it charges. Like, are you done yet? All right. Well, we're just gonna wait here. I didn't know what that
I'm
meant.
gonna put it on.
Yeah, please put it on. Because improved maps, I'm like, does that mean like landscapes? Like, because I don't even know what to make of that. And chat, I don't know what you got. Improved maps.
Wait,
are
read
like,
it again, because I didn't think of it that way. Improved maps?
That's literally all it says.
Yeah,
It's
because you said they did the whole 3D update, 3D map update, which is awesome. Because you said like the cities and other stuff but what you didn't say in the video is every tile you land on every single planet has a 3D map of the actual terrain. So if you land on some cratered moon that has a couple of hills and a couple of dips, when you go look at the 3D map, it's actually there. So, right. Which is crazy because you land on a tile and it gives you this huge open area that everyone says is so boring, but that has its own geometry and the map is directly rendered for you with that exact model. You can see it cheats for the temples. Like, you don't do the temples, right? Because guys, Red has not gone to the temples in Starfield to unlock like force push and all that stuff. But what you do is you land on a planet and you bring out your scanner and your scanner gets glitchy when you're pointed in the right direction, and then you keep it glitchy and you head in that bearing and you'll find a temple. But with the new map update, you can see the 3D temple on your map just by zooming out, and you don't have to scan. You can just look at it and go, okay, I'm going to go that way. So, and it actually has the 3D temple is like extruded on the map. It looks amazing. And you get there and that's what it is. So it's a cool thing.
That's
You're a
why
big
I'm like,
fat phony.
There goes Arcane. Phony. Yeah.
Arcane. I don't know if Arcane lives in
377.
the Southwest or whatever, but he said he's going to be at that Gamer Expo in Phoenix. So we'll meet up.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Son of a bitch.
I'll be there on Friday.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I can't wait to see pictures.
Red won't be there.
I won't be there. It's funny. My wife just went to Las Vegas, and I'm like, that's where the sand and desert is, right? It's hard. It's hard and rough.
That's where the
Of course
game is.
It's in my ass. Yeah. It's where. Boil and mash.
You're going to use AI to help people cure diseases, right? Anakin,
Yeah,
right?
thank you. Anyway, what's the next thing? The points of interest. I saw someone in chat. A lot of people in chat were saying that the points of interest are really like their number one thing.
Yeah, I think that's what he means by
types.
improved maps.
Right. And
Sorry,
I'm like,
that's what I was
why
getting
did you
at.
put them both? Yeah, I'm like he put them both in there, but then he also put in bug fixes, and I'm like, well, that's everything. That's everything, my friend.
I mean, Starfield's not that buggy, is it?
It's not anymore. I mean, like, it's so funny. Like, I feel like you and I are cursed with good luck or something. Like, whenever I played Cyberpunk, whenever you played Cyberpunk, I didn't run into anything. Like, all these
I had
images and
I had the occasional pedestrian like walking with their knees below the sidewalk,
in the ground,
their knees and up, or so they were kind of like
Yeah.
sunk in a foot or two. I had the occasional weird thing, but when I played Cyberpunk, and this is directly related to Starfield, there might have been a couple of bugs or hitches or glitches, but not unlike every open world game you play. Like, there was nothing to write home about when I played Starfield when I reviewed it. There was nothing that I would have memorably said was broken in the game, at least not that I could remember. And I feel the same way about Cyberpunk. It had some performance issues, a few weird open world jank or whatever, and glitches. One time I reloaded a save because when I went up the elevator to finish the quest, it didn't think I went up the elevator, and it didn't let me bring the character with me or something. I had to reload a save, but like, that's it.
right.
People like to whine.
People
I don't
love
think
it.
Starfield is among a glitchy or buggy game whatsoever, and I think it was widely reported by the media that Starfield was really just bug-free and was the most bug-free game that Bethesda had ever made. And it really just didn't have them, but whatever. Sorry, that was the whole thing.
BT Maverick says Spider-Man 2 had way more bugs than Starfield. Yeah, apparently did. But then again, and I haven't played Spider-Man 2, but that was another case of it was every day so many clips of like Spider-Man sliding across the the pavement at like 100 miles an hour, and like Mary Jane floating upside down, and like and I'm sure that was a lot of cherry picking just to play devil's advocate, because that's exactly how it is with Bethesda. It's just any game, really. Like, even like The Last of Us. The Last of Us got its remaster, its ports on PC. And there were a ton of bugs. Like Joel's like lips and eyelids were missing. Like stuff like that, like the funny kind of glitches, and you're like, what's happening? But it wasn't like game breaking stuff to where it just like, it might have been immersion breaking, but nothing like absolutely just terrible. But anyway, let's see if there's anything left here for Starfield. Terran Armada returning to Earth, new enemy types, quality of life updates, improved space exploration and combat, which we've heard about, improved shipbuilding, creation engine upgrades, which that was another weird one, because I'm like, I don't know if they're upgrading anything with the creation engine 2 right now for Starfield. I think the creation engine upgrade was specifically talked about for Elder Scrolls 6. So anyway,
no, Jez Corden said that they did a creation engine 2 upgrade to remove the loading screen. So
okay,
he made it sound like they brought in some Unreal Engine 5 type features into creation engine. I don't know a lot about game engines, but people always think of them as the most different thing in the world. But a lot of game engines use a lot of the same types of, features to connect all these systems together. And, that's just systems. The game engine's really about systems, and then a place to keep your assets, because everything's built in 3ds Max or Maya and stuff like that. So, and animations. So yeah, I'm assuming that what Bethesda is going to do is remove the necessity to do all of your travel through the menus, and have I still think what they're going to do is they're going to hide loading screens. So if you fly up to a planet, you look at the galaxy map. It's so funny, some of the stuff people complain about is literally what makes Mass Effect the most amazing game ever made. You go up to a galaxy map, you look and you point a cursor at a place, you go into a loading screen that shows you hitting the Mass Effect relay, and then you arrive at the planet, and and a cutscene shows your thing landing, and everyone's like,
the same.
"You can't fly into the planets. You can't fly into the planets on Starfield." And
That's such a good point. Yeah.
I never was thinking, gosh, it would be great if I could physically fly into Omega. I love the little mini vignette animation. And then when I got my hands on Starfield and you saw your custom ship, whether you just colored it or built one, fly in with a third-person animation, I'm like, I never did that. Because you and I are infamous for, we physically fly, we get up out of our seat, we walk through the cabin slow and say, "How you doing, Heller? How you doing, Barrett? Andrea?
Andrea. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go by Sarah Morgan, you're like, "Bitch." And then you keep going.
Yeah. Which we'll talk about that soon.
You walk by Sarah Morgan, she's like, "I didn't like any of that." You're like, "Anyway," open the hatch, slow walk down the ramp, and then I talked to my good friend who said, I never did that. As soon as I got access to the menus, menu, start walking in the new planet. I'm like, well, that's certainly a choice. But you and I love the immersion.
A lot. It really might explain a lot, because a lot of people, and I've seen so many people talk about Starfield in a way like, I'm so tired of going through menus and clicking. I'm like, well, that is just just don't do that. Like, don't do that. Because most RPGs, especially Bethesda games, in the first 10 to 15 hours, you are exploring and discovering things organically where you don't have the ability to fast travel. And then 20 hours in, you're like, well, there's the nearest town. That's the closest thing to my objective. Teleport. Okay, now I'm out of that. Teleport back to that town. Okay, now I'm going to teleport to the other side of this other city so I can get next to my other objective. After a while, that would get really, really frustrating. Or just monotonous. It would just get really, really repetitive.
Well, if I'm standing in Aquila and I need to go somewhere, I never stood in the middle of town square and went to the menu and went back to I went back to another planet or went back to I never did that because I was playing a space game that Mass Effect rarely let you walk up to the Normandy and get into it unless you were in certain unless you were in the Citadel. In only some of the games and some of the moments. So if I was staying in Aquila, the point I'm getting at, I got to talk about the loading thing because I didn't even get to it. I would always walk through town, walk up to my ship, the huge, in third person or first person, and the scale of my ship is just mesmerizing. It never gets old. And I'm like, crap, I have to walk all the way to the back because the hatch is in the back. Right. And I'd walk into my ship and then I get a loading screen. So what I think they're going to do, which never really bothered me, and I didn't even bring it up in my review because loading screens are about 8 seconds, but what I think they're going to do is take some of the compartmentalization out, but when you fly to a system, if you point at a ship or point at a space station or a planet, what they need to do is just show your ship in third person flying for longer than 2 seconds, because that little animation of your ship taking off to the next location is maybe 2 or 3 seconds. Make that 9 seconds and then have you arrive at the planet and then make it look like you're flying in. You and I talked about it in our collab video. We love how Star Wars Outlaws, which you didn't play, Star Wars Outlaws makes it look like you're flying into this. You fly up to the planet to where it's really big, and then everything goes foggy for 8 or 9 seconds
and stuff. Right.
Yeah, which is what it's like when you fly into a planet, because I used to live in space. Right, and then then it dissolves into, the fog is there to hide all the pop in while the game's loading in your location. Mm-hmm. But you will not be able to fly around and pick a landing spot. I think they're going to give you a first or third person animation that makes it look like you're dissolving into the planet, and then you'll get that third person animation instead of it being through menus. But you know what? This is really important that I say this. Yes. When everybody goes to play Starfield again or plays it for the first time with this new release, they'll get partway into the game and they'll just use the quick menu, because I don't think most people we're kind of psychos, right? I think people are going to get sick of walking up and around and through and and waiting, they'll just like menu, I'm here, let me go do my objective. And I'm like, cool, I guess. I mean, I think it was Greg Miller beat Starfield in 17 hours or something. Somebody did, and I'm like, I was like 70 hours in my playthrough, and I didn't do everything. So anyway, sorry, that's a whole speech.
No, you're fine. I mean, that is one of the things that a lot of people have issues with is the loading screens. And dude, I'm playing Skyrim right now, and it's just every time you open a door, loading screen. You know, you gotta walk back out, loading screen. You go up, let me go take a carriage. You go talk to the guy. He's like, hop on in the back, my friend, everything. And then it's loading screen into the next town. And then you get into town, you walk up to Whiterun's gates, you open these big gates, black screen, loading screen. And now for some reason, because I don't know, I'll never understand
That's been modded out long ago, right?
Well, sure, everything.
You can physically walk into Whiterun with a mod, like years after the game came out.
Right. And I'm like, how much of that is really... And Starfield is only available on Series S, Series X, and PC. And I'm like, because I always thought, well, maybe people on Xbox One are like on a low-tech rig are having... I'm like, no, that can't be, because maybe the PC side of it, like maybe their loading screens are way worse than mine, but like, it's never been like
they're
an
the
issue
same
for me.
They're the same. Xbox Series consoles and PC loading screens should be nearly identical because they're running off of flash memory or SSDs. So the reason why the loading screens are there is because Bethesda's always built their games like that. They build this box, and then they have these little boxes connected to it. In Fallout 4, if you go into Concord and you head in and you're heading towards where Preston Garvey's, waiting for you, if you look to the left, there's a building you can go in. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really small. It's only 2 floors, and it's really empty. If you go in and look out the window, I did this recently playing Fallout 4. If you look out the window, there is a super low poly, low quality imagining of the street side of Concord that is like a 3D cube map. If you look out the window and you look like this, you get this really crappy, like 240p, like, I don't know how to explain it. I have a screenshot of it on my computer, or a screen recording of it. But what they did was you go into this small building off the streets of Concord, and now you're inside this shoebox that was loaded separately. That if you clip through the wall, you wouldn't go out into Concord because you're not connected to that. And Bethesda's done that way of building. Everyone says that Creation Engine is outdated. No, it's the way Bethesda builds their games and Creation Engines that is outdated. And they built Starfield during the Xbox One generation. And did they know that the near future was going to be SSDs only and no mechanical hard drives, especially on PC? Probably not. So maybe they were like, hey, let's do this because maybe this game comes out in 2020 and mechanical drives on PC will still be in minimum spec, which I think they finally got rid of that on minimum spec. That's a really important point that I'm making there because...
talk about that.
SSDs for minimum spec finally you had to have an SSD, like, I swear it was like maybe a couple years past the PS5, because as console gamers, we would hear about the super SSD and the PS5 does things that no other game can do.
Ratchet and Clank.
But then we were looking at, Ratchet and Clank, and then you look at the PC version, and I can't remember, one of those games didn't require an SSD. So mechanical hard drives have kind of been off the menu the past few years, and Starfield came out in 2023. So King Fanman says, I don't care about the loading screens. He just fix the POIs, and I'm great.
Yep.
How do they fix the POIs?
So I've talked about this a ton, and you and I have talked about this too, but for anyone new here, the points of interest, it's not, I've always talked about the cryo lab. How many times you run into the first time I ever ran into the cryo lab, I was like, this is such an incredible location. Like, you can climb up in vents, like all
with
like the
ice dams.
icicles. Yeah, with like the ice dams, everything's melted.
It's
and,
a faction quest location.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And so like anyway, like there's so much like depth to that dungeon and to all the dungeons. Like they're all so great. The issue is that you run into them way too frequently, And so I've always said that with the points of interest, if they were to sprinkle in new points of interest and spread out the actual whenever you actually engage with them, like whenever one spawns, it needs to be spread out, like way more of a, help me with my words. It needs to be less frequent. You need to run to them less frequently and to make them feel more special, because whenever I land on an ice planet and I find the cryo lab, I'm like, great. And then my camera freezes. Look at my face right now. That's how I felt whenever that's how I felt whenever I ran into the second cryo lab. It was great. Chad, if you look at my face right now, that is how I felt running into that cryo lab. Okay, let me just redo this. Anyway, so I'm hoping that with points of interest that they've been working on a couple, maybe a dozen or more, or if I'm ambitious, to say another 50 points of interest with that type of quality, just to throw out into the universe and sort of make it less frequent whenever you do run into those things. Because it makes exploring feel really like shallow. You're like, what am I going to find on this lava planet? A cryo lab? Like, you know.
It's not just that. There's no mini quest. There's no memorable narrative or notes that you find. But most of all, in Fallout 4, there's always a box of goodies when you get through their little mini dungeons. And Starfield doesn't have that. I'll go into the botanical lab and there's like there'll be like one of those like hexagon, like, I don't know what you call it, like the golden chest, and there'll be like one purple item in there, and like nothing that's better than your gear. And I'm on a planet that's higher than my level, so they just didn't do that system very well. And I know that one of the issues that people have about Starfield is that it's so boring. Nobody plays Starfield the way we do. And I think we would be considered the most boring way of playing a game, because we're all about role playing, and I love landing on different planets just to see what they look like when I get there, or see the gas giant in the horizon or up in the sky. Or I purposely will land on a certain point of a moon so that when I get there, this huge ring gas giant is just taking over the skybox, which is actually really there, and really like its light is really coming through. And so people can look at that and go, that's so boring. But if you're playing Starfield and you think the game's boring, why the fudge aren't you playing the 27 faction quests of the different factions, playing the main campaign, going through the Unity, finding the temples and unlocking your powers and making them work for you in the game? People just think you're not supposed to play the game and spend 80% of your time going to the 1,000 planets. That's for the people who want to continue to just like live in the world and find something to do. And that can be super boring if you're not doing what the game actually provides for you, which is, I don't know, there's like 300 quests or something in Starfield, like actual quests where someone says, hey, this is what I need. You come back and they have something to say to you. You're talking to someone at the other side who needs something. And yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff to do in the game, and people just look at it like it's boring.
Right.
I don't know.
It's just boring. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like
that's all it is.
And I look at games like Star Citizen and I'm like, what? God, I mean, this could be a whole tangent. I'm like, Star Citizen is even slower, even more,
even yet,
even more empty. It's the same thing and that's okay, but it's because it's space, right? And we always compare this to Mass Effect and whatnot. It's because imagine like if you're comparing a game like Avowed to Skyrim. It's like, well, the only thing that they have in common is that they are a fantasy RPG. The difference is that Bethesda games, they curate their games to give you tons of agency, that you can go do whatever you want all the time. And whatever. Yeah, like, and just do whatever you want in the world. And I feel like there are two different kinds of games for two different kinds of gamers. The ones that just want to jump in and mess stuff up and get into combat and get gear and go on to the next thing. But it's almost like, because it feels to me like new generations of gamers are coming into Bethesda games and they don't have any patience for it. That's just how it feels to me. Like Starfield is so boring, and I preferred Outer Worlds to Starfield. It's like they're completely different games. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, King Fan Man's gonna love this. A month ago I was doing like a full playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, and I love the game to death. I have no problems with it. But as I'm playing, I realize all I'm doing is walking, talking, walking, loading screen, walking, talking, and loading screen, walking it, talking, loading screen, walking, and then occasionally fight a Cazador or a couple of fiends. Like, the combat is few and far between. Back then, I loved the hell out of that game. Right now, I'm playing it. I love the hell out of that game because the whole vibe of playing Fallout New Vegas is incredibly great and still holds up. What people forget was when they loved Fallout 3 in New Vegas and Skyrim I think is a little bit better paced than those other games, but there's a lot of walking and exploring, going down into cave, fighting a few skeletons, and looking like to see what the thing is going on, and those that finally when a dragon shows up, like it's a big moment and your pulse rises, like your pulse it starts kicking up. So you don't really have that emergent stuff in Starfield, but Bethesda games have always kind of been low and slow, and they're absolutely brilliant for it. You and I have complained on our videos that Starfield just doesn't have a proper pacing structure, and it doesn't have those big moments that can emergently happen. There's no emergent gameplay whatsoever. All the beasts, they're pretty much okay unless you shoot at them, you know, and then if you're aligned with a couple factions, you can go into a game where almost no one will shoot at you. And that was my problem with the game when I reviewed it. I'm working with the Crimson Fleet, so all the pirates, they're not, the only people who are violent to me were the Ecliptic. So I only had like one enemy in the entire galaxy. And that will happen to most people. So there was something else that I was going to say that was super important. Don't do drugs. There we go.
That's right. Unless they're the good kind of drugs, which if you can find them, don't tell anyone. I don't even know what that means. Let's see. John Coons says, yeah, the quests and factions are amazing. Fix the POI problem, and exploration will be top notch also. Jeremy Dosrud, thank you for being here, bro. Says, I thought Fargasser was the gas giant. Wait, is that something?
It's a great name.
Okay, I know Fargassier is a YouTuber. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, shout out to everyone. Thank you guys so much. Aero Nation says, what mods do you recommend for new stall?
Butt mods.
Butt mods. Just butt mods. You can even get a butt mod for your ship. There's actually this little, it's a shield generator that you can get that looks like, you know, if you put them on the underside of your ship, let's just say, have you guys ever seen what people hang on the backside of their pickup trucks that dangle? You can get those for your.
You can tell it's a male ship. You can tell that it's a male ship.
See
it's
this
a
right
boy.
Here?
Yeah, I have that
so
on one of my ships.
Mods for new.
And when you get
Starfield
shot
players?
there, your ship goes ow 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 ow.
Yeah, and it goes. Anyway, ship danglers. There you go. The first mods that come to my mind as the type of player that Colt and I are, ship fuel is a mod that you have to get, and a mod that disables fast travel. And I promise you, the game will be ship nuts. Exactly. It will be infinitely more enjoyable if you play it that way, because it makes you enjoy the exploration and dangers of space rather than turning it into a like a Mass Effect. Like Mass Effect, you never had to worry about where you're going or how you're going to get there. You just press a button and then you're there. Same thing with Outer Worlds. You press a button and then you're there. That's just me. Ship fuel. What are some of the other ones that I use that I'm always talking about? Oh, well, no, there are in-game options. Yep.
I don't know why this is so good, but you and I use some of the space gear mods because we feel like the vanilla spacesuits are like Marshmallow Man, or they're super lame looking. There isn't anything sleek and like sinister looking like you would see in a Mass Effect game. I remember the thing I was going to say when you were talking about No Man's Sky and Star Citizen. I feel like you and I have seen hundreds of comments in our content about Starfield. I feel like a lot of the people that bitch about it's not like No Man's Sky, they don't play No Man's Sky. And I could tell by the way they talk, you know, because it's cool when you can fly in and out of planets. It's awesome. But No Man's Sky doesn't have the narrative and the faction quests like Starfield does, and you don't shoot at a lot of enemies on foot. Like, because Starfield's like a legit first person or third person. You're in a base full of enemies. Like, you can run and get behind something and you can shoot, and the reload animations and the guns are all like grounded in what we know now and what would be in the future, and you can chuck grenades, and it's a legit combat game, and the space combat has all like the different things that No Man's Sky has some of that, but you'll hear a lot of people say, Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, and No Man's Sky, which are all really, really good games, and we like them. Like, you and I love No Man's Sky, but I play Starfield a lot more than No Man's Sky, and, you know, they're both great games, but then when you talk about Mass Effect, right? Mass Effect doesn't do any of those things, and everyone loves that game to death, so... Because Starfield's a space sim, kind of, right? It's like... It
is a space sim.
It does things that some games don't do.
It's a space sim in the way that No Man's Sky is a space sim, in the same way that Mass Effect's a narrative-driven RPG, right? It's just they are set in space, and that is the only thing that they have in common. I mean, Mass Effect, honestly, is really just like Gears of War in space. It's a cover shooter, right? But you have powers, and it just works, as Todd would say.
Yeah.
But it's incredible. You don't think about that kind of stuff whenever you're playing a game like Mass Effect. Like, this kind of feels like Gears of War. That never crosses my mind. But in terms of the 360 days, the Xbox 360 days, which is where Mass Effect launched in 2007, even then I wasn't comparing. It was a niche. It was the third-person cover shooter, and BioWare did something really, really special with that. And it definitely set a standard for how really mature sci-fi narratives should feel, and it's unmatched. Really, it's unmatched. We love Mass Effect so much, but Starfield, it's a sim. It's a sim. If you don't like sims, go after yourself. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway. I think we covered everything about Starfield coming up. Do you have anything else about Starfield?
No, I just hope the Terran Armada is really good, because I did not like Shattered Space at all. And we didn't talk much about that, but that DLC, it better be really, really good. It better bring in some new mechanics and just be a good, enjoyable little mini campaign.
Well, and I'll always say, when it comes to Shattered Space, I've said this a ton of times. You've heard me say this. I only spent $10 on it because I had the pre-order edition. So instead of spending $30, I spent $10. And for $10, I thought that it was incredible. I thought it was I was like, dude, if we got like 10 more Shattered Space size locations to keep fleshing out the universe, even if they were free or $5 or $10, that would be incredible. But people aren't willing to pay that kind of money, even if it is $5 or $10. They're going to pull the same. Should have been there at launch. I'm not spending money for something that should have been there at launch or whatever. But it's a whole thing. I'm with you with Shattered Space. I didn't hate it, but it was underwhelming. But I feel like the reason that I vibed with it so much is because I didn't expect it to like shatter my space or shatter anything of mine.
Stupid.
Sorry. Let's back this up. Back it up. No, sorry. I'm using all the wrong words. Anyway, Shattered Space was...
I'll shatter your space later.
Oh, sure. Well, let's end the show right now. No. But
let's you and me get a room.
Let's do this. But anyway, yeah. If Shattered Space got some... if Starfield got some more Shattered Space size improvements, like more... Because people wanted like more fleshed out, big cities and whatnot, and Shattered Space was really, really unique for what it did. But it didn't. Yeah, it wasn't groundbreaking in any way. It was very weird and dark, and I liked that. But anyway, but speaking of dark, I'm so excited to talk with you about this. Fallout remasters. They're real. They're confirmed.
Fallout.
Oh, I just love it. So Iron Galaxy, who, keep me honest here, they're known for HD ports, right? Isn't that what Iron Galaxy really does?
Yeah, they did. They helped with the Handsome Collection for Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel. They helped do one of the ports for Forza Horizon. I don't remember which one. They're also supposedly working on a new Killer Instinct something. But yeah, they're a port studio. So when I saw that, I love that King Fan Man's in here. I haven't watched his video yet that he put up yesterday about it, but the it makes me worry. It's like the rumor was that Virtual Studios was doing a Fallout 3 like remaster like Oblivion, which means it'll look more modern and feel a little more modern, which would be a dream come true. And then I'm like, oh man, then when they finally get around to New Vegas, we'll just have everything we've ever needed. And then this rumor was that Iron Galaxy was working on it because they literally used the exact loading screen or intro screen when you load up Fallout New Vegas. It's got the please wait or please stand by with the test pattern. It's got the Mojave Desert behind it. I went and looked up the actual image. You know, I usually hit start before that ever shows up. So I looked it up and compared it to it, and then there we are. We're all getting excited. I don't want to spoil the rest of the surprise.
No, I mean you pretty much set it up. So for anyone new, yeah, essentially what Colt said. Iron Galaxy put out a tweet. Was it a tweet saying? Just they just had those screens up that just said please stand by like Fallout, and people were like, oh my god, you guys are the ones doing a rematch, but specifically New Vegas. And then today, I can't look it up. Damn it, I can't look it up. I should have brought this up before I opened. Yeah, bring it up because so just while he's grabbing that, so they actually ended up
because I quote
tweeting
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so Iron Galaxy came out and was like, let's clarify something, and they said something in this tweet which sparked even more speculation as if they were being playful with their tease, and it's just starting this whole thing. So yeah,
so it's a picture of their studio, a picture in their studio of two monitors that had the test pattern from Fallout New Vegas, and then PC Gamer reported yesterday Fallout New Vegas Remaster Hopium goes off like a Mount Vesuvius as Iron Galaxy teases what's coming next with a very famous loading screen. And so Iron Galaxy Studios said today, nope, to the tune of 3,500 likes, by the way. Nope, there is nothing to see here. Sorry to disturb of volcanoes. That was just a behind-the-scenes look at our company meeting. We use that slide every month. It has nothing to do with anything Fallout being worked on. As you can imagine, we love Fallout 2. Now pardon us as we retreat back to our vault.
Dude. And looking at all of the gifs and responses and replies, people are like, you didn't help anything at all. To me, now, if I'm being naive, to me, that says, like, they were being playful with it because they know that they can't say anything yet, and I'm just being the naive little Christmas child at Christmas morning. And to me, it seemed like they were being naive, or they were being playful with the tweet, saying, no, we're not, doing anything Fallout related. Let us retreat to our vault, which is clearly a Fallout reference, because they know that it's not time for them to say anything yet. And on the other hand, the thing is, like, these kind of, like, you and I know, like, well, way better than I do. Whenever a lot of these companies, they have PR people that are handling their accounts, and they have to. They have different variations of things that they put out in the public, whether it be a tweet from Twitter, whether it be a public a PSA or whatever it is. Like, it has to go through multiple people before it's actually approved. And I'm wondering how many different variations of this tweet had to be tweaked before someone says that you can say that, because we're not allowed to say that we're actually working on a Fallout remaster or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it was just so. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that this is them just being playful and it's 100% them working on something? Because Virtuos does the big remasters, and they do ports, like HD ports. So I don't know. I would hate to see, like, Fallout 3 HD remastered, re-release for $20 on Xbox Game Pass. And for people who don't own the, and then we get a Fallout New Vegas complete remaster, like almost like a remake, like an Oblivion. It'd be kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to think that they would do a port and then have a remaster later. Like that's just a big waste of time, because making a port takes, could take a year or two, but to make a port for the PS5 and so Fallout New Vegas is 720p 60 on the Xbox consoles because it has FPS boost, so it's like the native resolution it was on the 360 with 60 frames. I played it there. You get over the resolution in a minute because the frame rate's nice and smooth. But Xbox fans have had access to Fallout New Vegas via back and pat for 6 years plus, and PC guys have been able to play it ever since the day it came out. But PlayStation fans, or as I affectionately call them, the PlayStation only fans, the ones that will only buy a PlayStation, they have not had access to Fallout New Vegas since 2013 when they bought their PS4. That game has been locked away from them unless they want to play it on the PlayStation Now subscription service, which lets you play the PS3 version on the cloud on a PS3, right, which is, you're talking sub 720p, sub 30 FPS on a cloud of all things. So I kind of say it's not really there. I could see Bethesda saying, let's just do a cheap port for now. Or let's just take Fallout 3 New Vegas and just give them the straight up PC port. Let's just make a console version of them on the Xbox Series and PS4 console. People will buy them because PlayStation has that access to Fallout 3 either. Both of those are locked away from them, as I say. I would be really upset if Bethesda was like, let's just phone those in, because now everybody can play them. Because if you're on Xbox and PC, those two Fallout games have been fully available to you for years. And if we waited and waited and waited, right, King Fan Man? If we waited and waited and they gave us just a straight up PC port, I would be like, you got to be kidding me. Because I've had both of those games ever since they've been available on back and pat. And then I bought them on PC back in 2015. Like over 10 years ago, I bought them on PC for like $9. So, I don't understand why you could do, Oblivion did really, really great. Oblivion's wonderful, but Fallout 3 New Vegas, if you thought Oblivion was well loved, a quasi remake of Fallout 3 New Vegas, people would be so ecstatic and they would make so many sales on that if they didn't phone it in.
Right. And the quality level of Oblivion Remastered, you talked last night about how you jumped back in for a little bit to play it. That game has only had like a patch or two or whatever. Like they released it, they had like a few little hiccups, and then they just patched it and said, here you go. It was something to do. It was difficulty. That they had to adjust, and some little bugs here and there. And that was it. They were like, here you go. You can do whatever the hell you want with difficulty, damage input, and output, which you know that I'm big on. And then they just left it. And I feel like that is a testament to the ability and the quality level that they have at Virtua Studios, especially with a game that as beloved as Oblivion. So, like you said, whenever it comes to New Vegas and Fallout 3, has Iron Galaxy ever done anything like a remaster? Or like, is it always just ports? I guess that's the thing. Like, it would just piss everyone off. It would just piss everyone. I don't know, like what, but could they? I guess could they? I guess like, is it a studio that does Iron Galaxy make their own games? Like, I don't know anything about them. So is anyone in chat? No, I don't know. I don't know.
I only know of their ports. Yeah, I'll look them up.
Me too.
Really
me
quick.
too. Yeah, because if Iron Galaxy actually makes
they've made
games,
some originals.
Okay, like what?
They did a game called Racketeer, which is similar to Angry Birds on the Kinect.
Oh.
They have ported Batman Arkham Origins and Arkham Knight for PC. Killer Instinct Reboot, which they kind of developed that themselves, but it's on an IP that belongs to Xbox. They did the Handsome Collection, like I said. They did some Nintendo Switch ports of Skyrim.
Okay.
Oh.
It's getting a little deeper there.
There it is.
Do you think Fallout is coming to Switch? Huh.
Maybe they're making a Switch 2 version of New Vegas.
That would be great. I mean, for a long time, I mean, Skyrim was the first Switch Bethesda game to come to Switch years ago.
They did Dauntless, Overwatch, Apex Legends, and Metroid Prime Remaster, and Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and Diablo 3 on the Switch.
We might have just
so maybe I'm having a hard time believing it, King. Yeah, King, like we just solved it. Maybe we're just spitballing, but King, maybe Virtuos, which has multiple studios, right? They have like 800 employees or 1,500 or something. Maybe Virtuos
like
has been working on 3 in New Vegas, and then they've given their partial work to Iron Galaxy to make the pared down Nintendo Switch 2 version. But if I was Iron Galaxy and someone's like, oh crap, they're onto us, we're making Fallout, I wouldn't make a statement saying, we're not working on Fallout, now back to our vaults. I wouldn't say, we're not working on Fallout, now back to our studio. I wouldn't say anything because you're under NDA from your publisher, which is Bethesda and Microsoft. Like, saying anything else is just going to dig you in a deeper hole. So I think it's funny that they said something. So my personal opinion is them saying, we're not working on Fallout, now back to our vaults, cheeky, right? Is them saying, dude, we're not working on Fallout. Let us make a joke. We led you on. We're sorry. We're back to our vaults. Ha, ha, ha. But we're not working on Fallout. I take them at their word at that today. But when I read those ports on Switch, I'm like, maybe they're making the Switch version of whatever we're looking forward to.
It's okay. So that's what I was going to ask. So you think that they could be made?
4,000.
My thought is
says, sorry. Fuzzy says Virtuos has over 4,000 people. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And
I was like
rewind, Red.
2,000, 4,000. Yeah, because Virtuos isn't just a video game. They do a lot of things with movie production and whatnot. Like they're a huge studio that
chewing
does,
gum.
They make chewing gum that you have to pretend to eat, and you don't chew it just with your mouth. So think about that. Sorry, real quick, BT Maverick, thank you so much, bro, for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for doing that. Says, buy or sell Starfield. Selling over 5 million copies on PlayStation? Oh, do you think that will happen? Also, great show as always, especially with that handsome cult devil. Like and sub. He meant to say within the year, selling 5 million within the year. That's a lot. I would say maybe 1 million. I would say maybe 1 million on PlayStation.
I don't know what I did a whole bunch of talking. What are you thinking on this?
I'm sorry, about Fallout?
About what we just unearthed. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Yeah. BT, I'll get back to that. 1 million is my thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
It would be
buyer. BT says buyer sell Starfield, selling 5 million copies on PlayStation
within the year.
I think there was like 11 million people that played it on PC and Xbox combined that played it. So maybe 3 million or so, but I don't think we'll ever hear that number, honestly.
Yeah, we never even heard a solid number on Starfield.
And thank you, BT. You're awesome. BT like had his blow up moment when he shared the blessings thing, and everyone was like, "BT, tell us more." It was
I know.
awesome
I was so happy when I saw his tweet was the one everyone was quoting, including me. I was like, "Good for you, bro. Good for you."
Yeah.
BT is awesome. But yeah, that's our thoughts on that. Thank you so much for doing that, BT. He's so nice. And shout out to everyone here. Shout out to 65 people in chat. Please hit the like button. It's free. I would really, really appreciate it. To your point, though, I think we just figured it out. I feel like I don't know why anyone would contract out Iron Galaxy to do something that they've never done before, ever, which would be do something like a Virtuos level remaster. And I feel like this is going to piss a lot of people off. I feel like this is going to be, if it's true, where it's like Fallout 3 and New Vegas are coming to Switch 2, and it's literally just what you can play on Xbox currently, it's going to piss a lot of people off. But the thing is, like, they know about it. Switch users, Nintendo users, the people that only use Nintendo Switch, the people that are not in chat right now, they are casual gamers. And that's totally fine. The majority of people that play Nintendo are a lot of the same people that play on PlayStation. Like they just play their NBA 2K or their Call of Duty, and then they go outside and they touch grass, unlike a lot of us. Same thing with Nintendo users. They play Mario, they play with their kids, and if something comes like, oh, what's this? I heard about Fallout. This is a new Fallout, and it's 20 years old, but now they have access to it. And those games run very well on Switch just because of the nature of how old they are anyway. I just feel like it's going to piss a lot of people off, man, if that's all that it is, you know? Because we've already seen like YouTube comments and Twitter replies. Anything that happens with Fallout, anything at all, everyone's like, just give us the remake of New Vegas and Fallout 3. But if that's all that they're doing, I guess that's it. All right, well, I guess that's the end of the show.
Interesting.
Thanks, everyone. No. Figured it out. But yeah, Lotus is free. Thank you so much. Just smash that thumbs up and sub immediately. Thank you so much. Sincerely appreciate that. Sorry, let me catch up with chat. Let's see. Alpha says, "Do I put my tinfoil hat on now or later?" Yeah, just keep it on. Just keep it on, just to be safe. Just to be safe. Cole Payton says, "I'm so pissed that if it's a damn port of the same games we have had access on Xbox for years."
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, and again, I feel like just bringing the franchise to new players, because again, these are probably a lot of people that just watch the Fallout TV show and they just have a Switch because that's all they have time for, and then all of a sudden there's a Fallout game that they didn't know existed.
Two of the biggest console platforms don't have access to two of the most iconic games in the past decade plus, right? So Fallout 3 and New Vegas are not on PS5 or Nintendo Switch 2. So that's a big gap that needs to be filled, but do it right. I mean, Rockstar definitely does not do it right. Like, we still don't have a patch for Red Dead 2. They could have done a full remake of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, and they probably would have had 5 times the sales they got on the one that they put out. So
it's insane, and the amount of money that they that's a whole other thing. Yeah.
And honestly, if you're looking at Bethesda, their MO is not to make you a modernized remasters quasi remake. Their MO is to give you a slightly improved port, like they've done with Skyrim. So if you look at them historically, why would they do that to Fallout 3 in New Vegas? Just because they did it to Oblivion? Oblivion's the only time they did it, but I'm pretty sure when they put out a Skyrim version, like the definitive edition or the next gen version or whatever they called them back 10 years ago, those sold like hotcakes. So we could sit here and go, I could see them phoning it in on Fallout 3 in New Vegas, because they definitely have done that in the past. They did the Hexic thing and the Quake 1 and 2, which were just basically PC ports on the console. You know, game looks just as old as it did when you first played it. And, you know, they sold, they scored well. So maybe it's hopium that we get the Oblivion treatment, right?
Well, and that's the thing, like, whenever I would be just happy if they found a way to just take the Creation Engine 1, because what it was, somebody was arguing with me in the chat the other day, it's Gamebryo, it's not Creation Engine. I'm like, whatever the hell you want to call it, Gamebryo, then Creation Engine 1, now Creation Engine 2.
I don't think it was Gamebryo when it was Fallout 3, wasn't it?
I have no idea. Engine? I thought it was always Creation Engine. Like, because I
don't
thought
let people tell you.
I thought Gamebryo was like Morrowind and Oblivion.
Right, it is. It's a heavily modified version of Gamebryo engine. So I don't know when they started. I think they started calling it the Creation Engine when Skyrim came out.
Right. That's what I thought too.
Iron
Balls.
Yeah,
Thank you for
that's
being
what
here,
it is.
bro. So they didn't start calling it Creation Engine until Skyrim?
That's what I just looked up. Yeah, I was wrong.
Okay.
I've never been wrong before, too. That's
crazy.
Dude,
that's the first time. Dude, guys.
Yeah.
Jeez. This is a legendary
moment. Oh, wait, there was
Redfall
there. I forgot about Redfall. Yeah,
damn
that's right.
Damn it. Colt said, I like a game, and everyone disagreed, and it turns out he was wrong. You shouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, I was wrong.
You should have adhered to the masses telling you you're wrong for liking that, and I hate you. We're not friends anymore. Mm-hmm. That's how the world should work.
Somebody said the other day, you gave Starfield an 8.5 out of 10, and now you have no credibility. I'm like, it's literally, I'm 2 points below the industry standard. Like,
it's like an 84 on Metacritic. What would you call that?
It's like I think it's an 87 on OpenCritic or whatever.
Is
yeah.
it okay?
Hold on.
What would you call
Maybe it's
that
an
if you were to
85.
rate that out of 10? Would you call it an 80, 87, a 6, or a?
It's an 85. Yeah, it's an
Okay.
85 on OpenCritic, which is the score across PC and Xbox. And people were like, you have no credibility. I'm like, it's literally the industry critic average of what everyone else rated it. But whatever. My favorite.
Whatever, it's fine. Just live in your little bubble. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I genuinely would be if Iron Galaxy is working on just a port. I would genuinely, I don't know. Do you think that they would, if someone came to Bethesda or whoever, Todd, and said, "Todd, what just works?" And he says, "Well, everything, my friend." If they said, how much money can we spend if we're going to do 2 remasters, Oblivion, and then what else? Fallout related. You go, well, we made Fallout 3. Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, which is miles more popular. Not to say that it's better, but people love it just for many, many reasons. Do you think that they would say, well, we can only do 1? Or do you think that they wouldn't bank on having one studio do a port that isn't coming to PlayStation and then do a full-on remaster with Virtuos with Fallout New Vegas, and then they say that'll be a much better plan to save money? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would
plan.
definitely say, let's work on Fallout 3 remaster, remake, and let's see how it does. And then because it's up in the air which one is more popular, New Vegas or Fallout 3. I kind of feel like, in my experience, it's pretty even because both games are so amazing in their own right. Yeah. So you'd have to say, would making Fallout New Vegas a couple years later sell as well as Fallout 3? Probably, but you definitely would just want to do 3 first and have that out and then start working on New Vegas while you see how 3 sells. So I can't really see them, Virtual Studios, saying we're going to split our team between the 2 games and put them out at the same time, because the timing doesn't really work, because we could be looking at 18 months. Maybe King knows this better than I do. Maybe in 18 months from now, we get the start of season 3 of the show, like when it's on the air. I don't know. Maybe it's 12 months from now. I don't really follow the TV scheduling, but they said they're going to start shooting pretty soon, or this year or this summer. I can't remember. So if you wanted to put those out, you had them out. You should have had them out already, or you're waiting until the show starts, or maybe you're waiting until the season is over, or maybe it's a season 4 thing. Right. I don't know what the timing is on that, but those games are so big. Like, I think Fallout 3 and New Vegas are probably bigger than Oblivion when it comes to scope. You know, there's a lot more quests, there's a lot more dialogue, there's a lot more stuff that you have to all put together. And what they do is they drape Unreal Engine 5 over the Creation Engine or the Gamebryo engine, and so you get like the nice graphics, but then you still get the same mechanics of the game underneath, where Bayasura. So,
right, exactly. And I would honestly be
King says
happy.
around season 3.
I've always thought it would be around season 3. Oh, for Fallout 3.
When they would get the game out. Yeah.
Right. So maybe they're going for Fallout New Vegas first, a port of 3, and then the remaster comes out of 3 whenever the season 3 comes out. Is that what you're saying? I'm frozen again. Love it. It's my favorite.
Oh,
there we go.
Love that.
All right. There we go. Okay.
There, he's back.
Anyway, I would honestly, if it was Fallout 4's engine, like if it looked like Fallout 4, but it was in, man, can you imagine? Oh God, that would be all I need, honestly.
I think that's what it would look like. It would look more like Fallout 4 than anything. It wouldn't look like Fallout 4, but when I play Oblivion, it doesn't feel like Skyrim. It kind of feels like a game that would come after Skyrim in its visuals and the
Yeah.
character models, right? And when you play it, like when you think about, because you're recently playing Skyrim, and if you played them both side by side, you'd realize that Oblivion Remaster kind of looks like the next iteration of Skyrim. But because when I play Oblivion, it kind of looks like, hey, this is kind of like what we would get in the late 2010s from Elder Scrolls before Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. So,
Right.
I'm really excited to play if they're doing that for Fallout. I'm be really excited because I was playing both of them during when the show was going on. I was playing through both of those games. So the both Fallout games.
Right. Yeah, and I tried to play New Vegas late last year. It was a few months ago I tried to play it, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this right now because I want to, if this remaster is real, I want to forget as much as I possibly can. You know how I am. Like, I have played Mass Effect so many times, and I'm like, I'm going to replay it again once the next Mass Effect is revealed. And it's like, but what about the Citadel DLC? I'm like, shush, I don't want to hear about it. It's like, bro, you've done it like 5 times. I'm like, I just want to go into it as blind as I can. And for the people coming into it for the first time, really excited for you. But hopefully it's not just for Fallout 3. Hopefully it's not just a Switch port. But I think it is now that we talked about it. So that's kind of.
I know it seems like it. It really does.
And I think it'll be like you think it'll be like a bundle, like Fallout 3 and New Vegas bundled in for like $30 on Switch, something like that.
I don't think so, but I mean, I absolutely would love that. I would.
Yeah.
How much do they charge for Oblivion?
For was it 50?
50?
I think it was 50.
I mean, you could definitely charge $70 for an Oblivion style Fallout 3 and New Vegas pack. But
yeah,
it's got to come up with all the DLC too.
That's
for
true.
$70, like
that's true.
It's got to come with all that DLC because there's 4 of them, I think, or 3 on Fallout 3, and then there's 4 on, I can't remember. I just started the Joshua Graham DLC for the first time. I never played it before, ever. So I just started it like a couple weeks ago.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's so cool. I just found out recently that the voice actor for Joshua Graham, I can't remember his name, but he's in Batman Begins, or I think, or maybe he's in The Dark Knight. He's one of like the gangsters in Dark Knight, and he's got such a very unique gravelly voice to him.
Keith Serbakia.
Perfect. That's exactly how you say it. Yeah, but he was in one of the Batman movies, and that blew my mind recently when I found out that was him. I've been finding out a lot lately about actors that portray some of my favorite characters that I had no idea. It's some of them I'm just gonna sit here trying to think of names and just waste a bunch of time.
I was replaying Avowed, and the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place does a voice character in Avowed. I thought, what? It was funny because Avowed's IMDb just says voice. Nobody's named. I'm like, nobody could care to actually name the voice actor and actresses in Avowed, but it's just kind of funny.
Selena Gomez plays the wizard.
Right.
King Fan Man says we are getting the remasters of both, no doubt. I'm pretty sure the remasters will come separate. Yeah, I mean, they could definitely make more money if they have them separate. Yeah, even if both of them were $30, you could justify the price probably. Thank you, BT Maverick. Literally said Michael Madsen. Isn't Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs, and he's Mr. Black, right? In Reservoir Dogs, he passed away last year, I believe. Rosario Dawson, are you serious? I didn't know that. That's crazy to me. But yeah, Michael Madsen, Dishonor. Yeah, he plays Stroud, Proud, Bowed, Loud. I can't remember his name.
McCloud. Strife McCloud.
Yeah, Strife McCloud.
Is that his real name?
Cloud Strife is his name, but
Oh.
I mean, still same thing.
I do this on purpose, and I mean to do it. I don't think about it, but I'm like, what's that girl's name on Final Fantasy VII with the blonde hair and the big sword? Strife McCloud. They're like, how dare you?
I can't believe you actually technically.
That's me taking my inhaler. That's what inhalers sound like whenever you
Stripe and Cloud.
Cloud McDuck.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm we don't have much longer here on the show tonight. And thank you all so much for being here with us. I sincerely appreciate you. It says Peak Cinema. They're both in Jesus Christ, Red. Dowd. Thank you, Arcane. Arcane is the channel for Dishonored and Arcane content. And Dowd. Thank you. I was close. Pronounced Dowd. Thank you. At least I said it. Whatever. No, Madsen was not in any Batman movies. It's the guy that voices Joshua Graham in Fallout New Vegas that is in Batman. He's one of the guys that walk up to the Joker and he's like, "What are you doing here?" Whatever, and then he knocks him out or whatever. It's that guy. Just go look it up. Joshua Graham, voice actor, that guy.
He's waiting in the theater for his moment.
He's like,
Oh, there it was. Honey, that was me. Honey, that was me. Did you see it?
Just like I was going pee.
"Can you rewind it?"
Yeah.
So,
Roll back
Final
the tape.
right, like in the middle of a screening. Oh my God! Did you see what happened at the BAFTAs? That was great.
No.
We don't need to talk about that. Okay. There was someone with Tourette's.
Did somebody get slapped? Oh, I did.
I
Maybe I did
wish.
hear about that.
There was someone with Tourette's that yelled something, and the whole
Oh, to the crowd. Yeah.
And this guy's whole, the reason that he was there is because his bio, he's not even a celebrity. He's not an actor. He's just a dude. And someone thought that his life story was so profound and so terrible in where he ended up now in life that they wanted to make a biopic of him. And he said something in the crowd while, people are like celebrating him. He says the thing and now he's being like completely... Michael B. Jordan and another gentleman were on stage whenever he said this thing, and everyone was like, "He did it on purpose."
Oh, and he said a racist. He yelled a racist thing.
Yeah, and everyone, it's just so back and forth, and I'm like,
BT,
the guy has
stop it off.
Tourette's. He did. BT Maverick. He literally. Assassin's Creed Black. Yeah, can you imagine? That's Rand in a.
What are we talking about, Vulcan?
Exactly. It was nuts, man.
Yeah.
Whenever I saw that, I was like, I feel so bad for the guy. So now he goes through his whole life, and his proudest moment where he gets a biopic made out of his this horrible life that he's lived because of his disability, and then it happens, and everyone's like, "F that guy." Oh, I hate it. It's a whole thing. This might be more of a behind. Delroy Lindo, thank you. It was Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo who are both legends, especially after Sinners was such a great movie. Arcane says people seem to conveniently be forgetting the man has Tourette's. For fuck's sake, yeah, exactly. See, lots of people have Tourette's. Why does he get a movie? Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, that could be the case for a lot of different people, but it was just really sad. But if you haven't seen it, basically people are just... This is the end of the show where we talk about whatever the hell's going on.
You want all the time.
All the time, yeah. And this guy is now... People are like, well, he knew what he was saying in his head, right? He had to be thinking it. He had to have intention. It's like, dude, he has gotten hit the shit kicked out of him his whole life. He's gotten fired from jobs. He's gotten arrested because he's just spewing things that he has no control over. And like, there's a woman that really wanted to help him. She had cancer. She's dying of cancer. This is real, by the way. This is like what he went through. And as she's like dying, he would have like tics where he would just be like, "You're dying. You're gonna die of cancer," to the person that's helping him, right? Like, because it's just the issue that he's dealing with. And then he goes to this event where people are celebrating his biopic and his life, how far he's made it, and then this happens and it's terrible. I don't know. You don't have to say anything. You know what? Don't say anything. It's fine. It's the whole thing. He defined it as like trying to contain a shaken up pop bottle. Is how he King Fan Man. It's horrible. It's horrible. Whenever you go to like an event with these, like thousands of millionaires who have never worked a day in their life, and then they're the ones, man, whoo, yeah. I don't even want to get into it, but sorry, it just popped into my head.
And then they try to eat the new. Then they try to eat the new McDonald's hamburger, and everyone just makes fun of them. Yeah, it's the life. It's the world we live in.
Exactly.
You saw the CEO eating the hamburger. Yeah, it's like
no. What happened?
It was the CEO of McDonald's was trying the new double arch cheeseburger thing, and he's like, and he calls it a product, because he just, CEOs are so top level, and he grabs the hamburger and he's like takes this little tiny bite, like, maybe that big, and he's just like, like he can't muster anymore because it's not caviar or something. Everyone made fun of it, and then the Burger King CEO gets on a video and takes a gigantic bite of a Whopper and talks about how awesome it is, and then it's just the world we live in. Everyone just sensationalizes everything. That's the thing. If I saw a video, I see a video of a CEO of McDonald's eating a cheeseburger, I just don't care. I'm whatever.
Well, you remember when it was I think it was like last year, whenever Wendy's and McDonald's were like going back and forth with each other, and it was the funniest thing. And for marketing purposes, it just worked, and it was just people just having so much fun with that, like the less corporate type marketing. It was so fun. It was so fun to watch that kind of stuff. It works. I now need to go watch that. Now I want to watch.
Now Xbox needs to figure out how to do some non-corporate marketing. They're safe and everything is for everyone. Marketing needs to go away. Right. It's time to stop giving kid gloves. And did you see the Rosie the Riveter Halo armor, and they locked the replies? It's like
that was
you were doing this to yourself. Like, you could celebrate women and you could make stuff for National Women's Month. That's fine, but first of all, make it look cool. It looked ridiculous. It looked like a strawberry made out of metal.
It was
make
doing
it look
the whole
cool.
Like the woman doing this with the headband that had the strawberry headband from back in like the 40s. You know what I'm talking? We see it in Fallout.
I mean, that's
right?
not even.
Was it not even that?
Yeah, it's.
I was like,
it was doing? Rosie the Riveter. It's the famous Rosie the Riveter, but like make the armor look cool, and then they knew when they posted it. They locked the replies when they posted it because they knew people would be toxic. It's like, well, if you think your thing is embarrassing, don't show it. I did this one time. I took 7 different screenshots of the character from Blade when Marvel Blade put out the Arcane trailer. They show him in different shots, and so I brought him into Photoshop, and I'm trying to build him because there's no like full body shot of him with that type of quality, and I had to fill in the gaps, and I was starting to use regenerative AI and Photoshop to kind of fill in this much of his torso or something, and I started putting it together, and it kind of looked wonky, but I kind of got it to work, and I kind of made the background look cool, and I tried to make it look cool, but it looked kind of funky. And when I posted it, I figured people were going to say that looks like crap, and they did. They were like, that looks like absolute shiz. And so after a while, I'm like, let me just get rid of this. This is kind of embarrassing. So when Microsoft or Xbox does these things that they know people are going to make fun of, maybe you need to not do those things. They make a lot of shorts. They do these shorts that I don't know. They think they're funny. They're embarrassing. You gotta show your product in a cool way. If you know you need to lock your replies, maybe that's not your marketing beat. Do something different.
Right, and we had a good friend of ours who had a great point, and they said, it's free speech for me, but not for thee, and I was like, if you're marketing to a specific audience, shouldn't they also be the ones to celebrate in the comments in your reply saying thank you for doing this? But like, not even you can say that because we are just completely gatekeeping this. I hate that. I hate it so much, man. Just either embrace it or don't do it at all. It's so frustrating, but that's the world that we live in. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of Xbox, you know what? Let's just get actually. It's going to be a whole thing. Xbox is going down a very interesting path. I saw a tweet today, and I'm like, I don't know how new this is. Apparently, Is this completely not true? I saw a tweet where someone said apparently they had a big meeting today with Asha Sharma at Xbox, and it was like a big shakeup, like a big, oh crap, this is actually like really big shakeup, like in a good way, like a big. Did you hear about that, or am I just? Was it just okay? I don't even
I
even
didn't
wanna
hear
get
about
into
that.
It was from an account that tweets things. I'll say that I'm like don't necessarily. I'm like I hope that that's the case. I hope that we wake up tomorrow. Since we're talking about Bethesda, as someone who doesn't, I said this on King Fan Man's show. As someone who I really feel like exclusivity should just go away. I also, on one hand, totally understand that exclusivity does bring a certain level of value to your console, but it has to be a level of value that is measured by the quality of game. So, like, you can't just have a ton of mediocre games on your platform and say, that's why you're here, right? It's got to be the big, it's got to be the Spider-Man, it's got to be the Wolverine, it's got to be... For Xbox, it could be the Elder Scrolls 6, locking that away on Xbox, and maybe just locking it away for a time being to say, we're going to launch Magnus alongside Elder Scrolls 6, which is Xbox and PC exclusive, and they're not going to even say whenever it's going to come to PlayStation. Do you think that they would do that? I would love it if they did that.
I don't think they would, but I don't agree with you when you say that exclusives bring value to your console. Games bring value to your console. If you're not getting games on your console, if you're missing out on them, then you're losing value on your console. The exclusivity of a game serves one master, and that is the person who is selling the plastic. So when I have a video on my channel in 2016, I'm excited about Quantum Break coming to PC because my game share buddy and I can, back then it was like kind of this for that. I'm like, I can play the PC version, he can play the Xbox version. So I've always kind of been that way, and my exclusivity arguments really depend on the idea that Xbox allows their games to nearly everybody except for a PlayStation only fan. So, but I also understand that Xbox is going to have some sort of exclusivity, even a timed exclusivity, which isn't really a true exclusive thing at all. It just says, if you don't want to wait, you need Game Pass, or you need to buy it off of Xbox Network.
Right.
But they also sell their games on Steam. But
that's what I meant.
The reality is, and that's the reality is that Xbox can't grow Game Pass anymore because their games are available to everyone, even on PlayStation. Because this is ever since the end of 2023, the rumor was Xbox would put their tentpole games on PlayStation. It didn't happen until almost 2 years later. But the damage was already done, and the console was already, hamstrung as it is. So I've thought about making a video on this, but I'd be sitting here talking like I am now and just spitballing my opinion. But Asha has to look at, Asha has to look at how they can increase their profit margin without selling on PlayStation. And my personal opinion is they can increase their profit margin by selling their games on PlayStation. But but at a cost of not growing Game Pass, and at a cost of maybe selling fewer Xbox Magnus consoles.
And I do agree with that because we already know that like the next Xbox console is going to be like boutique. It's going to be $1,000 or more, or maybe right under $1,000. You and I talked about that before. I guess I just meant specifically for the next gen console of Xbox. Wouldn't it make sense for them to lock away something as massively huge as an Elder Scrolls 6 and this is one of the things Asha Sharma said, it's a plan until it isn't, or whatever she said. And I'm like, if she's leaning into the idea of that, hey, what's the biggest game that we have coming out next? And someone goes, well, besides Fable, it's probably Elder Scrolls 6. And okay, let's lock that down. How popular is it? Well, the entire planet wants to play it. Okay, well, let's lock that away just long enough to say, is it selling consoles? Yes. Okay, well then keep it there. Is it not? Okay, then let's put it over to PlayStation. And maybe that's how it's been internally for a while, but I feel like Elder Scrolls I can't think of any other game, right? Besides like a GT.
That's what I was going to say. If you want to say we're going to hold this game on our platform so that we can have growth, and give people a reason.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. You cannot do that with most of Xbox's games. Is Fable so good and so desired by the masses that you can say, we're going to make people wait on PlayStation? I think that's a game that they probably feel like, we don't know how well it's going to do. So we're putting it on PlayStation day and date. But Elder Scrolls 6, they can ask that question. My problem with Xbox is they don't have any more games outside of Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. I mean, I really can't think, like, are you really that sure that Blade is going to set the world on fire like a Spider-Man game or Wolverine would? I don't. And Arcane Leon is incredibly amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Asha has to look at. She's like, well, do we have things that people have to have that they will not wait? They will come to us and we don't go to them. Because she just recently said that. We want to go where the customers are, which goes against any exclusivity or timed exclusivity. And when she asks everybody, and Matt Booty has to tell her, he has to be totally honest. Look, they're not doing it for kill. Nobody gives a F. They're not doing it for, we're not going to do that to Call of Duty. So we only have a couple games that would fit that criteria. And then Asha, as a good CEO, should say, look, if we only have a couple of games that we feel like we can hold away and say, come to us first, then maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Right. And the issue is that PlayStation puts out games. I know I've got the graphic that says Xbox games are higher rated by 1.5%, but when it comes to sales and the zeitgeist and the popularity and the player numbers, PlayStation's games hit the popularity pulse so much harder than Xbox games do. And it's not because of the PlayStation names, just because they have made some games. Like Saros isn't going to be massively popular. Saros is going to be less popular than Fable. But Wolverine is going to be one of the biggest games at the end of the year. And I don't even know if Gears E-Day will be matching anything like the level of excitement that Wolverine will have. And I think Gears E-Day will do really, really well. And it'll score well. And people will like it really a lot. But, I mean, when you look at Wolverine versus Gears E-Day, where's your excitement meter on the balance scale for you personally?
Even
where
me,
is it?
who it's going to be Wolverine, is as much as a massive fan of Gears as I am. And I can't even play Wolverine because apparently Sony's not doing PC ports. That's a whole thing. That's a whole other discussion. But yeah, as far as
you
like
see what I mean, right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, another Gears game. Okay, that's great. We've been waiting for more Gears games, but like, we've had more Gears games. We haven't had a Wolverine game. We haven't had a great Spider-Man game. Like, we have now, but you know what I mean? Like, during its time, Spider-Man 1 was incredible back in 2018 or 2017, whatever it was. And Wolverine, we haven't had a Wolverine game, period, since, like, I don't even know how long. It's been, like, 15, 16 years since, like, Wolverine Origins or something like that. But we've had plenty of Gears games, and it's not really moving the needle. And I feel like with the idea, like, where we have a new Call of Duty game every other year, it's just another Call of Duty game, and everyone always gets excited about it because, again, we're not the casual market. We are the people that are playing everything all the time, as much as we can get our hands on everything, my friend. They're just looking at numbers. They're not looking at what's actually hot right now. But yeah, it's a really good point. It's a really, really good point on exclusivity and what's hot right now. It's PlayStation's in a really interesting spot right now in terms of their first party. They have superhero games, and that's pretty much
a lot of PS4 games.
A lot of PS4 games. I
counted that. They put out 35 games, and 26 of them are sequels and PS4 remasters and PS4 sequels. That's like basically what they are. The 26 out of 35 games. You know, they've got 6 MLB games. They have Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote, Death Stranding 1 and 2, Death Stranding Remaster, or whatever. They've got Spider-Man, Miles Morales. So they've done those. Like they already did the Spider-Man, then Spider-Man 2. So they just kind of have this PS4 4.5 thing going on, which are really good games and really, really popular. But when it comes to new IPs, you got Returnal and Saros are kind of mostly what their new IPs have been from their first party studios. But they're doing awesome. They're doing really well. And they're kind of but they're also kind of in a dip with their their game scheduling's kind of messed up because they've canceled so many things, and but they'll be fine.
I always think about this because, sorry, go ahead.
But their exclusivity like approach is really a big question for them, because they're like, why should we at this point? The scale of PS5s continues to go up. Why let it flatline? Let's sell as many PS5s as we can, because it's going to be hard to get people to get a PS6 in 2027 or 2028, because it's going to start at $800. That's my full prediction. So if I was them, I'd be selling as many PS5s as I can and not give anybody a reason not to get a PS5.
Right. And I feel
It
like
sucks
Xbox,
because it benefits no one but themselves. That's
Right.
their pocketbook for selling consoles. And the
Right.
PlayStation fanboys can tell you all day till they're red in the face that it gives them value in their investment. It's not an investment. You bought a plastic toy. You don't make any money. If you go sell that console, you lose money on it.
right.
Like, you can turn that thing in, trade it, sell it on Craigslist, or sell it however you want. You lose money on that once you offload it. The thing is not an investment. It's an emotional investment for people when they
Yes.
have their console.
Yeah, and that's exactly. It's the same. Like you're specifically talking about the people that, like, some of our friends, it said, I'm done. I'm taking pictures of their Xbox.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. And selling thousands and thousands of dollars to a GameStop for $100 just to trade in their console to get just to make a message.
They
or
lose their
whatever. And it's
ass
like,
on it too.
And you talk about investment, you just lost your whole investment. You spent thousands of dollars over the past 10 years or whatever, and now it's just gone
And
because you want to make a
And
point.
you threw
or
away
whatever.
the games you owned.
Right,
Like, they have
that's
these
what I'm
digital
saying.
games, and they just like left them behind.
Exactly.
I've always had this certain attitude about when Xbox started putting games on PlayStation, because I'm like, I've always said over and over, the moment Xbox put their games on PS5 was also the moment that Xbox finally had more games. So me, as a guy who plays half of my games on Xbox, half of them on PC, all of a sudden PlayStation guys are getting my games, but now I'm getting more games to play than I ever did, because the year or two before we had a Pentiment and Grounded, and that was it. Like,
Right.
we were waiting for Fable, we were waiting for Starfield, we were waiting for all these games, and now they're finally pouring in. I don't care if Ponybot 33,000 butt effer 3000 on Twitter plays a game that I used to play Forza Horizon 5 or 6. I'm not sitting in his house watching him play it in his underwear. I don't
Correct.
care. I'm playing more games because Xbox is finally providing me more content to play. And then I go to my PS5 once a year. Played Death Stranding 2. I played Astrobot. I spilled my water, and guess where it went?
Where?
Right on my crotch.
Hell
That's great.
yeah. Love that. Love that. Every time you slap your
The-
desk, and I hear the coins. It's so funny. I don't know why it cracks me up, because it sounds like
For
so
all the
disruptive.
coins.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, was
Yeah.
that? Wait, what is that? A Gears coin?
That was Ninja Gaiden 4 coin.
Oh, look at that. Let's wait for it. Ooh, oh, look at that. God, those are so. And that's Ben Kenobi on Twitter. Lincoln is not.
Yeah,
in the
he's
description
amazing.
below.
Amazing.
Anyway, I'm excited. I'm
It's
excited.
not
for
a
the future.
toy.
I saw Grandpa Barbecue Game Cut. It's not a toy. Yeah, no, we're just. I mean, we're big kids, right? As we get older, we find different toys and different toys that fit us. They're fit. Whoa. Okay, let's back that up. We find different
Fist us?
toys
Is that what you said?
that fit us. That fit.
But
that, like,
we
us
define
as-
fisted to toys that fist us.
we have toys that fit us, and it's as we get older, toys change. Is all I'm saying. They might turn into cars, and that's our new toy. This is so weird. Anyway, this is just fantastic. Colt, we talked about nothing but Starfield, toys, Fallout, and Usher. It's been great. It's been really, really great having you on. After years of fighting. Pause. Yeah. Thank you. And shout out to 50 plus people here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you. Look at that, 40 likes. That's unheard of for 60 people being here. That's like having 1,000 people and having 800 people hit the like. It's unheard of. Fisto.
I also assume the position. I can't do the assume the position. I can't do the
Ooh, that was good.
Fisto voice from
From New Vegas?
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ion Storm says,
And then for the Atomic Wrangler guys, like, oh wow, my customer's really gonna like that. Did he try it out yet? I mean, I don't know. My clients really like that. I love that whole thing.
yeah.
Getting him all of his little sex toys.
Ion Storm says Valhalla Hidden Blade is coming out of the storage next week, or coming out of the closet. He meant. Yeah. Listen, we're all excited for that.
Oh yeah.
Really excited for you. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's a good time to end the show. We were running out of topics anyway. Started talking about Tourette's and Mr. Davidson and all that. Shout out to him. Condolences. Hopefully he gets over that. It's terrible, terrible thing. But Xbox, Fallout, Starfield, Asha Sharma, Usher, everything is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Colt, tell people where they can find you and what you got going on.
I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Follow me if you want to hear stupid things and fun videos, but hopefully I'll be working on this Xbox Prime video soon. Well, we'll see. It's been a busy week, but there's a lot to do. So it was fun being on here, man. Lots of good discussion.
It's not stupid videos. It's very informative. Colt makes some of the highest production, if not the highest production videos on YouTube whenever it comes to specifically Xbox and console. And if you want to learn stuff, please go check him out. Link is in the description below. It's everyone's go-to. And he also has a weekly podcast every single Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Mag, who is they're such a man. You guys are so fun to watch. You guys have grown together like like whenever you like leave,
like two Siamese twins.
Yeah, exactly. Like you,
Yeah.
like you drop like a spoon in the garden, and then like years later you found out that the spoon has been overtaken by moss and plants, and it's just so beautiful. You're just like, I didn't know that just works.
All I got from that is that Mag and I spoon in the garden, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's all you get. That's what you get whenever you go to XNC Podcast on Colt's channel. Please go check him out. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And you can check me out right here. Please go give me a follow on Twitter. That link is also in the description. That would be great. I don't do much on Twitter because Twitter is a pretty terrible place to be a lot of the times. But
It really is.
yeah, it's just nothing but toxicity. You really got to pick and choose what you engage with, but sometimes it just happens. I had to mute. I have so many words muted on Twitter, and it still doesn't help. I'm still seeing terrible things, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much again to BT Maverick for the super chat, and thank you to all the channel members that support this channel each and every month. It's been incredible. Thank you again to all the support for the Starfield video that I just put out. Starfield's dead. No, I'm kidding. No, I continue. I look forward to continue to make content covering Starfield, Bethesda, and everything going forward. And I really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Truly means a lot. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.